Hello guys, in this video I will show you on how to use the WHERE clause statement in select. WHERE clause is used to filter records in our selection. So I will show you on how to use the WHERE clause statement. We will still use the same table in our previous video, which is the TBL student. Okay, so in here we have the WHERE clause statement. So for example, we just want to display all the mail in our TBL student. So to do that, the WHERE clause statement after the TBL student, and then the column you are going to filter, for example the sex. Then you need to specify the value. For example, we just want to display all the male students. So to do that, just specify the male string here, and then just click on the go button. So as you can see, the result is only Juan de la Cruz, because in our record we have two records, which is the Juan de la Cruz and Maria Domingo, and in our selection it only displays Juan de la Cruz, because the sex of Juan de la Cruz is male. Okay, another example, if you want to display the female students, all you need to do is change the value into female. Then click the go. We also have other operators available in our WHERE clause. For example, the equal sign, that is what we use in our example. Another is the not equal sign, then the greater than, the less than, the greater than or equal to, the less than or equal to. We also have the between, the like, and the in. But for the case of between and in, we will not cover in this video. So let's try different operator. So let's try the greater than operator. So we can use the greater than operator for numbers. For example, we will just display student with ID greater than 1. So ID is greater than 1. So greater than sign is used for numeric values. In our existing columns, only ID qualifies for this example, since the data type of ID is number. So let's try that. For example, we only want to display all the students with ID that is greater than 1. Then click the go button. So as expected, only one record will be displayed. Okay, so Juan de la Cruz is not displayed because the ID of Juan de la Cruz is 1, and our condition is ID is greater than 1, which is 2 and above. So let's try another example. What if we'll be using the less than? So another ID is less than 2, for example. So the expected output is only 1, because we only have one record, which is the ID is less than 1, or less than 2 rather. Then click the go button. So in this example, Juan de la Cruz will be displayed because ID is less than 2. Only the Juan de la Cruz has an ID of less than 1. Okay, another is the less than or equal to. So let's say ID is less than or equal to 2. That means will display all the records since we only have 2 records and the ID of the 2 records is 1 and 2. So let's try that. Click the go button. And then both records will be displayed because 1 is less than or equal to 2, that is true. 2 is less than or equal to 2, that is true because 2 is equal to 2. So another example is the greater than or equal to. So let's try that. ID is greater than or equal to, let's say, 3. ID is greater than or equal to 3. Let's try the statement. And the output is empty or 0 because the ID of the records is only 1 and 2 and our condition is greater than or equal to 2. So there are no records that meets the requirement or the condition. So the value is 3 or greater. Okay, so that is the case for the less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So those operator is only used for filtering fields with numeric or number data type. So another example is, or another operator is the not equal to. For not equal to, that is the vice versa of equal to. So we're looking for records that is not equal to the assigned value. Okay, so for example, we can use not equal to for string data type or numeric data type. So in this case, for example, we'll be using the last name. So for example, last name is equal to or not equal to. So for string variable, we'll be using the single quote, or for string value. So let's say Domingo. So let's try that by clicking the go button. So only one record was displayed because based on our condition, we will not display the student whose last name is Domingo, not equal to Domingo. So take note that in our record, we have a student whose last name is Domingo. So it will only display those students whose last name is not Domingo based on our condition. So we can use that in a string data type or in numeric data type. So let's try that in a numeric data type. So for example, ID is not equal to 1. So since ID is a numeric data type, we will not enclose this into single quote, only for string data type or string value. Then click the go button, and then it only displays the second record, which is Domingo, since the ID of Domingo is not equal to 1. Okay, so another operator is the like statement. So like statement or like operator, it is used to filter records, especially this one is used for searching. Like, so if you will compare that to equal sign, if you use equal sign, you are looking for an exact value. So for example, if you specify Domingo, that means you are only looking for Domingo. But if we use like, as long as there is a similarities based on your keyword, like for example, you are looking for John, and you have a lot of records whose name is John, like for example, John Michael, John Mark, Mark John, etc. As long as it matches on the keyword you specified, as long as there is similarity, it will display that record. So let's try that. we'll be using the like in our example. So where, same syntax, where lasts our first name, like, then the syntax is single quote, %sign, percent, single, and the keyword will be placed inside of the %sign. So for example, John, let's try that, then click go. So the output is nothing since we don't have student whose first name is John. So let's check the record and we'll just copy this one. Check the record first. So we don't have John here, so wala. So we don't have John here, so nothing will be displayed. So for example, we'll be editing this record. We'll make this John, or for example John Mark, and then so we have a record whose first name is John Mark. And let's try again our statement here. So we specify John, then the output will be one record because there is a student whose first name is John. So as long as there is a similarity in our record, in our field, it will display that record. We can use that to addresses. For example, you're looking for student whose address is San Fernando, Pampanga, or Isabela. You can display that. So let's try another example, but we will copy this one. We will copy this statement so that we will not type anymore. So let's browse it and let's try another example. Let's say we'll modify this and we'll make this Nueva Ecija. So different town, same province, for example. So let's try that by clicking the SQL statement again, and then copy, paste. Instead of first name, we'll be using the address column or address field, and then we will just place here Nueva, or you can complete that, Nueva Ecija. Then click the go statement. So you will have a two records or two outputs since both of the student has the same province, which is Nueva Ecija. So if you are not sure with the keywords, you can use Nueva only or Ecija only. Okay, so like is used for searching records. If you don't have any exact value for that, it will look for similarity on our field. So that's all. Thank you for watching. See you on our next videos.